Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the YouTube channel God Will Do It For You. My name is Steven and hope everyone's having a great day so far. And what we're going to be talking about today is the testing of your faith. And the reason that this is important is because we're all going to come to a point where we are actually very closer than we think to what we're hoping to gain some traction with, or a desire or want, whatever the case may be, whatever God has for you. And now here comes another test. The good old faithful test that God has us go through to not only test our faith, but to test our steadfastness. And that's what's going to bring us to the Bible. We're going to go to James. We're going to go to James chapter 1, verse 2. And it reads, "Count it all joy, my brothers, when you meet trials of various kinds." And trials are tests. "For you know that the testing of your faith produces steadfastness." So there's that word steadfastness. And that means that you believe in what you're doing. "And let steadfastness have its full effect, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking in nothing." So what does that mean? To be steadfast means to be sure of yourself. And you're firm and you're planted. Immovable. So when someone's steadfast in their faith, that means that they're solid. You're believing in what you're doing. You're like, you know what? I believe this is what God wants me to do. It's only gotten this far because of him. Otherwise, the door would have shut some way, somehow. A long time ago, you wouldn't even be plundering on the idea because you would have just met roadblocks. But what if you haven't met those roadblocks and they weren't permanent roadblocks? Maybe you've hit some bumps in the road, but hey, you're like, hey, some progression is better than no progression. I'm not getting it in my spirit, or my instincts telling me I'm on the right path. I'm not getting any sign from God saying that I shouldn't be doing this. I'm going to proceed forward and see what is on the other side of this. That is the test. Do you have faith in what you're doing? Do you have faith that God isn't going to leave you out to dry if he's allowed it to get this far ahead? Do you have faith in yourself? Because I'm at that point now where there's a food event going on this Saturday, which could definitely be good for marketing and publicity, just to let people know that I'm alive out here, that, just to let them know what I do. This would be a great opportunity to really market myself and to really show people my personality, because again, with business, a lot of the business partners or the people that want to invest into you or even partner up with you or even be a mentor, they look at who you are as a person. They look at your character. They listen to you with intention just to see if you're talking the talk or you actually walk the walk as well. And this will be a great opportunity, even though it's a trunk or treat thing, just giving out candy to kids. But the thing is, there's going to be over 1,000 kids, so I'm figuring hundreds of adults, which means hundreds of potential clients. And that's what you want. And I got a slot. The person said it doesn't even cost anything to do it. So that's how I know I'm getting the go to move forward with this. Because the person could have said, hey, we're out of slots. So they said, hey, we're technically full, but we'll squeeze you in. So that let me know that I'm good to proceed forward. This is where the enemy comes in and he starts to put fear, and he's like, are you sure you want to put all this money? Well, I've already just put in, what I put in last week. It was almost $500 just last week into getting the website platform, getting the domain, and getting a few other things that I need for the business. So I'm already invested now. I'm invested again, and I'm like, okay, I got the money to. And do you not hear, it's funny because at the end of July, I was talking totally different to you guys of how I had nothing. And now here I am in October saying I have what I need in order to make the necessary adjustments. And I just want to keep you all in the loop of that's how God can do things. He'll put you through something, bring you out of it, and then have you in a totally different place a couple of months later. That's what God can do if you have the faith and the trust in him that you need. He'll bring the resource. Don't even be concerned about that. But that's going to bring me to this next point, because a lot of fear was starting to creep in. And I always have to remind myself of God and his word. So we're going to go to Deuteronomy. I'm pretty sure everybody's heard this one before, but if you haven't, this will just be a good reiteration. It says, we're going to go to chapter 31, verse 6. and it says, "Be strong and courageous. Do not fear or be dread of them, for it is the Lord your God who goes with you. He will not leave you or forsake you." So there's that do not fear, because we always have to remember that if we believe in God wholeheartedly like we say we do, then why would we be afraid of anything if we have a God on our side? All God requires of us is to have faith in him and to give him glory. Like when everything's all said and done, he's like, hey, you know, between me and you know who did it, and let people know. Do not fear. I'm reiterating this for myself as well, because I was saying a good prayer. I noticed I wasn't earning that much this morning, and so anytime I'm not earning that much, my mind immediately starts to face towards the Bible. I start looking through it, start reading it, start praying, and really just saying, hey, God, take this anxiety out of my heart. Take it out of my mind. You know, I know that I'm good at this, but I have to make sure I believe in myself. And then I listen to other business entrepreneurs that are successful, and they say, don't fear failing. And then I'm listening to that. Then I'm also seeing the word in the Bible back up that as well. And that's the same. It's like sometimes we have to really believe in ourselves in a courageous way in order to see something that we've never seen before. Because all it takes is God to get a hold of something just for a little bit for it to really do something amazing. I'm telling you, I've seen it too many times now to even be told anything different. And this is why we're going to go to this second verse. Let's see, it is, so I already had everything bookmarked for you. We're going to go to Psalms, and we're going to go to chapter 56, and we're going to read verse 3 and 4. And it says, "When I am afraid, I put my trust in you. In God, whose word I praise, in God I trust, I shall not be afraid." So again, when you're afraid, I put my trust in God, because God isn't going to let you down. What in Deuteronomy did it just say? He says, I will never leave nor forsake you. He will never leave nor forsake you. So you can trust that. He won't just leave you looking like an idiot. And he won't just forget about you at the same time. But also, we praise his word. You know, we listen to the word on Sundays if you attend church and you study the Bible, which is his word. So you study his word and you give him praise. So you shall not be afraid, because if you believe in the word that you're studying and that you're praising and that you're believing in, then why be afraid? Which thus all starts with increased faith. The more faith we have in him, the more confidence we have in the decisions that we make, and it gives us the confidence to proceed forward. I always like to look at my prayers. Am I getting a no, or do I proceed forward? And usually it's proceed forward for clarity. Because again, you're only going to know the result by proceeding forward and seeing what's going to come of it. That's the only way. You can't. I wish we had a little globe we can rub and say, okay, these are the possible outcomes of what we can do. Nah, the outcome is what we're going to experience when we proceed forward and do it. That's the test. It's like, hey, everything that you've learned, everything that you've worked towards, and this and that, your people skills, your communication skills, your different demographics, the feedback you've gotten from your dishes, the constant times that you've been able to make your dishes, and things of that nature. Now you're going to have a bigger crowd. There's going to be a bigger crowd than you expected, because at first they said only 500 kids. Now they're saying in between 1,000 to 2,000 kids. And so I'm like, okay, now this is an opportunity to get myself out there. My expectation is I should be able to give out every single business card there is, to the point where people can't even get it, but I should have my website done to the point where I'm like, hey, everybody already got all the business cards. Again, create that scarce mentality, but because they love the sample that I gave out. But the good thing is, if you go to my website and you subscribe to the email subscription, you'll be able to get an exclusive discount and be able to experience the same thing they did. And honestly, if you just reach out to me on my Facebook platform, I have no problem getting you a sample as well. Whatever the case may be, in order to sell yourself. I'm that person. That's who y'all are listening to. I'm very relentless. I'm very confident in myself. And I just have to always check myself and let myself know, hey, you know, we are human. And it's okay to sometimes feel what you feel, but don't allow what you feel to triumph what you know. And what I know is that I serve a mighty God, a God that will never leave nor forsake me, and a God's word that I praise. And that is the reason why I should not fear, and that I can trust him. That's what I know. So that's going to be it. This week literally is going to be me preparing for this event. And I know for me, even though I won't be selling any food there, because legally at that point I'd have to pay a hospitality license, and plus I don't have the necessary equipment. So for me, I'm treating this as, this is the one chance. This is what this is the chance. This is the chance to get yourself out there. You have a giant crowd. Facebook can only do but so much, this and that, but word of mouth travels quick. And I'm like, this is a chance, especially right before the holidays are coming up, November, December. This is your chance. You said you wanted a chance. God has given you a chance. He's made sure you had the right amount of money in order to get what you need, in order to do what you need to do. You have support if you need it. And thankfully, you have a connection to a community center that looks out for you and got you in. So proceed forward for clarity. So I hope this video has been a blessing. Apply it to your life, because I'm telling you, you're probably sitting on the cusp of something, and you would hate to be that person that cowers out at the end, not realizing that you were that close from finally gaining the traction that you truly desire in whatever your endeavor is. Just proceed forward for clarity if God puts it in your heart to do so. If you're not getting any blocks, then just proceed forward and see. We have to take some risks sometimes in order to get to where we're trying to go. And any person of great success or success period, they've had to take a risk. And sometimes the risk is worth the reward. So I hope this video has been a blessing. If you feel led to like, share, subscribe, definitely do so. Like I said, this is just a journey of what God is doing in my life. Plan to post as much as I can. Otherwise, until next time, have a great day.